Hi, today is February 7th, 2024, and here are my poems for the day. The first one is poem number 206 for the year, The Beguine. The Beguine had already begun. Porter's song had already been sung in an operatic style by someone. Powell and Astaire had danced it once, had set us afire in tropical attire. Then Begin the Beguine begins again with a big jazz band, and now the pair take flight in white. And there is a moment when the music stops, and all you hear is the tapping, and another moment at the very end when all motion stops except for Powell's dress, which continues to dance for another second and a half, as David Thomson noted in one of his books. Did he time it? Broadway Melody of 1940 has the last big dance number MGM did in black and white. Taurog's film ends with Begin the Beguine, a lovely scene I'm happy to have seen. Poem number 207, Musical. Last weekend was musical. Not only did I make music with Dogbowl, but I watched two musicals that I have never seen and that leave the Criterion Channel this month. Broadway Melody of 1940 and Minnelli's The Bandwagon. The key to watching a musical is you really have to not give a shit about the plot, although there are exceptions. One of my favorite musicals is Von Trier's Dancer in the Dark. It has a very engaging and very depressing plot, and its title, parenthetically, may be an ironic nod to the Dancing in the Dark scene in The Bandwagon. I watched that musical, then I watched the other musical, then I got musical with Dogbowl. I was in a musical mood last weekend, so last weekend was quite musical. Poem number 208, Like the Back. You think I don't know? I know that shit. I know that shit like the back of my dick. But the back of my dick is the part that faces up. I guess that's the part I always see when I'm peeing. It's the underside of my dick that I don't know so well. I'd have to twist it around or take a picture of it from below in order to have a good look. I'm saying that I may know that shit like the back of my dick, but I don't know the underside of my dick like the back of my dick. Poem number 209, The Room. They showed up so early, before anyone else. The lights were off and the chairs were stacked, so they stood in the dark. Then they set up a few chairs and sat. For a short while they felt as though the room was theirs, but as the first few others showed up, they had to let go of that feeling. They had to shift to sharing mode, which they did. Soon the room was full of people talking and laughing and having a good time. But the whole evening they smiled when they thought back to that time when the room was theirs. And the last poem of the day, poem number 210, The Dismantling. She had come in broken, with a need but no desire to be dismantled, and she was dismantled. And after the dismantling, she observed the no longer useful parts of her, scattered, smothered, covered, chunked, topped, diced, and peppered all across the floor. And she smiled weakly, but bravely. She had survived the dismantling, and now she could rebuild herself from the core outward, from the ground up. All right, that's it. Thank you. I appreciate you.